United States Senator Bill Cassidy here, thanking you for the opportunity to speak about preserving the historic tax credit. As we know, the National Historic Preservation Act created the National Register of Historic Places in 1966. This facilitates the public-private partnerships protecting historic and archaeological resources. A decade later, the federal government began providing tax incentives for historic renovations to preserve our history for future generations. That credit's evolved over the years, but its purpose remained the same: giving a hand to the people preserving historic sites. As you may recall, in 2017, the credit was in jeopardy. Fortunately, advocates like you helped keep it alive. Under the so-called Cassidy Amendment, I'm proud of that, we provided that 20% credit would be earned over a 5-year period, or 4% per year. That was actually a suggestion you made that I brought to the Finance Committee, and it made it through by a tight vote. It then earned a full Senate approval in a major victory for historic sites. Your support made that possible. Now we have to keep pushing to preserve our historic sites so that our children can enjoy them, as do we. I introduced the Historic Tax Credit Growth and Opportunity Act in June last year with Senator Ben Cardin. Our bill sends targeted help to rural and underserved areas by increasing the historic tax credit to 30% for small projects. It makes projects that house community health centers, local arts centers, schools, community services easier to accomplish. It eliminates the existing basis adjustment requirement to bring the credit in line with the low-income housing tax credit and opportunity zones. I'm hopeful that my colleagues who've not yet signed on will see that this bill can spur investment in smaller communities across the country. Since its inception, the historic tax credit has attracted $109+ billion in investments nationally. In 2020, it created 122,000 jobs across the country, contributing $7 billion to the gross domestic product, generating $1.8 billion in tax revenue at all levels of government. The Historic Tax Credit Growth and Opportunity Act will again create jobs, rebuild Main Street, preserve our history, and strengthen the American fabric upon which our communities are built. We will continue working to strengthen that fabric. With your support, we will continue to succeed.